I get a lot of the times in the comments on TikTok, I get Barbados is a place where like curves are so like spotlighted and so like loved and celebrated. And I'm like, God, I wish I would have when I was younger. I'm singing my lyrics now. Yikes. I wish my booty would have been celebrated because I always had like, a soccer bod. Like, and I always wanted this very, very tall body type I never had because it was that was the only body type that was celebrated. Nothing wrong with that body type, but it was like I felt not pretty my whole life. And there are so many countries that there are countries where it's like if you are like a thicker body type and you have like you're proud of your cellulite and like all these things like that it is symbolic for your wealth.
Exactly.
Like where it's like it means that
you can afford
you're
more
successful.
calories.
Yeah, literally, pretty much. Like
yeah, I know.
you can afford to feed yourself, and like it's the symbol of like a successful female. Like, and that's pretty cool to me. We don't really have that right now,
I hate that that's been a perpetuated belief for so many young women because I will say coming from a dude's side, some dudes hold that attraction where they're more attracted to skinny, but I know plenty of dudes were like, that's not even a major thing.
I swear to you, before I had written and released Victoria's Secret, I did not trust a word out of my fiance's mouth when he was like, I love your butt. Like, I just like, I just love grabbing onto your thighs. Like he loved my curves.
Yes.
And I was like, you don't have to patronize. In my mind, I was like, you don't have to tell me that just because
you're making me feel better.
Exactly. I'm like, I know I'm full body dysmorphia. Every eating disorder in the book, you name it, I've had it. And when I look in the mirror, I'm like had grown up disgusted with it, right?
Yeah.
And like looking in the mirror, I find every single day something wrong.
Yeah.
And when he's like, oh God, I love you, I'm so attracted to this, I literally it's like the same thing as consoling me.
Yeah.
Like, and then when Victoria's Secret came out and I was privy to all these stories and I got a million different body types in my feed all day long because my algorithm swapped over.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, these girls are hot. And then I was like, I know they're hot. I know they're beautiful, right?
Right.
I'm like, maybe he actually means it. Like when he loves my curves. And then all of a sudden, like the goggles like kind of started to shift into neutrality. I wouldn't say like I'm just looking in the mirror going, damn girl, but I'm definitely not in a place right now where I'm angry like I was before and feeling gross. And I think that like he tells me every guy he knows loves the curve. They love someone to grab onto. I mean, Meghan Trainor was the first to say it.
Yeah, for
real. She was like, what was it? Boys like a little more booty to hold at night. And that's like, God, it's really true. He loves the little booty to hold at night. So.
It's real. Guys don't have the same perception that's been put on and conditioned into young girls, young women.
Well, that's where the sick part comes in. That's where like the anger comes in, where it took me a second to figure it out. But once I kind of got it all on paper and tried to write this song for years and couldn't until I had spoken with Chelsea, right? It's a war on women. And it's a war on people in general, like your consumer. But it really is a war on women when you have a boardroom full of predominantly older men in a room deciding what beauty is, knowing very well that there is a mass amount of people that would find diversity in body types attractive. Like if you know you can make money by diversifying your marketing,
right?
Saying I could actually make a lot of money and be very successful if I have all different body types, like wearing my clothes, right? And you still choose to only feature one body type in efforts to keep people feeling like they need to do more and they need to keep opening up their wallets. They need to keep living up to this expectation. That's war. That's like really dark.
Yeah.
That's intentionally giving people issues to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
And that's where the real anger came from in the song. I know the song is like, it's cheesy and it's goofy. I didn't want it to be a sad thing. I wanted kids to hear it and laugh.
Yeah.
And laugh at this stupid fucking idea that you had to look like one thing.
Yeah.
And you had to keep paying money to do it and keep asking your mom to like put their credit card down so you can look like this. And this is what hot is. This is sexy. This is beauty. And it's one thing. And then you have a million companies just kind of doubling down and pandering now that they've all been caught.
Yep.
So there's like this weird middle ground, like of finding the right, honest branding, right?
Yep.
But I definitely feel that like opening kids' eyes at this stage in the game when they're this young and they're kind of starting to feel a little darkness or feel a little insecure about what they should look like versus how beautiful they are. I think that it's so important right now to make sure they are aware of the scam.
Yeah.
And I think that will shift branding. I don't think I'll never single-handedly do it. In fact, I didn't start it. Like everyone's like, you did something. I'm like, I didn't do shit. I put melody to a movement that already existed, but at least I'm hoping that it gets stuck in their head enough where they believe it when they sing it.
I think it will. Music is super powerful in that way. If you're singing something over and over again, what you're saying, your cells are receiving. Right. Your brain, your awareness is receiving.
It's like a little melodic billboard that the same thing that they're passing on the street every day and seeing this like one thing. But I think we're changing for the. I mean, we have so much work to do, but like I think we're headed in a better direction.
It's so good. I'm really stoked to see it. It's so. I mean, this is part of growing up anyway. Is as teenagers when we're developing, when you're young, like you develop complexes, you develop lenses that you see yourself and the world through. And this is part of maturing. This is part of becoming an adult. Is
growing up? You mean?
This is part of growing up.
Did you guys know that we are in the hills right now? Like this is not a green screen.
That's not a green screen. That's
growing up, and we did this just for the show.
But really, it is part of growing up is figuring out which lenses and what part of my conditioning like doesn't serve me, isn't for me,
isn't real.
Is made up. Is made up for someone else's
money.
Motive.
Motive too.
And figuring out, like you said you got back to neutral. That's good. You don't need to put on a lens that's the other side of thinking
I'm amazing, I'm the best, and I'm hottest in the world.
Hopefully you get to that place of self-love naturally, but you just want to remove the conditioning. You want to remove those lenses because, man, we call them blind spots. You won't even realize that you're seeing the world through them and they're hindering you. Like you said, you couldn't receive the genuine love your boyfriend was giving you for your body. You couldn't even receive that love because of this fucking conditioning.
You're so right. And life has been actually far more sexy since the release of the song. When I felt good about me and I was able to like let that in, things have gotten definitely sexier.
Yo,
I'll leave it there.
I love that for you and for
me,
everyone, Jax.
Not for the children, but for me.
That brings me so much joy. Life getting sexier is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, we actually do talk about like the importance of exercise and the importance of, because I'm not like the person that's like be unhealthy. I get a lot of that side of critique after the song. Like I have all sides of every end of the spectrum being like, you're encouraging kids to not exercise. And I was like, I don't think that's the point of this song.
I don't think it's ever referenced.
That's bizarre that you say that. I think you might be encouraging kids to not exercise. I think exercise is, meditation's important. Cardio is important. Like we feel better
being healthy
when we're
important.
Working out together, we eat clean. When we're eating cleaner, we feel better about ourselves. We're happier. We're smiling. We're more into each other. You know, it's just like the human health aspect of things. But like, but I've also gone in a dark extreme place where I was literally, I would not have left the gym if I was 2 steps behind on the mark I was supposed to miss on this hit on the stair climber of like 1,000 flights, 526 calories, which I knew that would make with my body mass index put in and all these like things. When it actually made zero difference if I was going to hit those 2 steps, but it became serious illness. And I convinced myself that was
what
healthy
matters.
Exercise. I convinced myself that was like a healthy lifestyle. Because I was like, well, I'm not bulimic right now. I'm not in my technical anorexia phase of life. You know, I'm not sticking my fingers down my throat again. Like I'm not doing all these things, but I'm healthy. I'm exercising. I'm going to the gym. So that's nothing.
That's healthy.
Yeah, right. Like I'm up at 6 a.m. once for the gym, and if I didn't meet the calorie mark, I was back there at night after my studio session. But I booked Planet Fitness, not because it was cheap, but because it was 24 hours.
Right.
And I was like, because I can wake up at 3 a.m. in a pure panic that I'm hideous and go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like that's not healthy either.
No, I think if exercise is coming from a place of hating your body, if it's coming from a place of self-loathing, it doesn't matter how strong or beautiful your body gets, quote unquote. If it's coming from a place of you self-loathing, then it's not healthy, because self-loathing isn't healthy.
Right. No, you shouldn't be doing anything to cure yourself.
Yeah. Exercise to get strong. Exercise